You're not enlightened, you're an idiot. We need to understand that there are no enlightened beings. There's one enlightened thing, which is not a thing, and it is infinite pure consciousness. We're just simply in a part in infinity, where there's just a little bit of shade, because people aren't even completely darkened. By nature of the fact that there are some shades of happiness in someone's life is by definition meaning that there is no complete darkness ever. It's impossible. You can't be alive and experience darkness at the same time. You can't be alive and experience complete darkness at the same time. There is really no darkness. Even the darkness that we perceive physically is just less light. So we need to get rid of this idea that there is some state of mind called enlightenment. Enlightenment was created by a group of people who literally didn't understand what it was. Because I guarantee you, the person who was enlightened originally, if you're going to call it that, the Buddha was enlightened, and he said, everybody, I am enlightened. No, he didn't. So who came up with that name? Who came up with that term? People who believed that they weren't enlightened. So essentially, people who didn't know what it was created a name for it because they had no idea to describe it. You're not enlightened. If anything is enlightened, everything is enlightened. So many people, not only do we put this word on a pedestal, but the problem with doing that is that we go an entire lifetime thinking that it can never be achieved, as if there's something to achieve, as if you're going to go there one day and go, oh my God, I finally achieved enlightenment. Congrats to me. Use your brain. Use your head, please, for once. Don't get lost where people get stuck in, oh, but I could never be enlightened, but am I enlightened? I'm not sure. I might be enlightened, but I can't think, but I couldn't be enlightened. Surely I'm not enlightened. Cut it out. It's complete bullshit. Don't get stuck on this word that these, like, let me just put this into perspective for you. The people who kind of like where this word came from, let me remind you, literally prayed to a statue. They prayed to a statue. They are the pinnacle of putting things on a pedestal. Now let me ask you the same question. Do you sit down and pray to a statue in honor of being enlightened? Do you think that's necessary? Of course it's not. Right? So the same people who literally build statues out of gold, nothing against it, it's a pretty cool thing to do, but putting it out there, they're pretty exotic, pretty over the top, right? They build a statue with gold and then pray to it for 8 hours a day. Yeah, these are the type of people who made this word, just putting that out there. Obviously, a little bit over the top, right? So let's not put this word on a pedestal. Because ultimately, all enlightenment is happiness. It's just happiness unrestricted. Happiness independent of human experiences. Right? And to know that your nature is infinite. It is not more complicated than that. You're not going to have some crazy state of mind. You're not going to be like one with the universe in this exotic, blissful state. You are already one with the universe. So what are you expecting to change? If you're all, like, think about it. If you're already experiencing the truth, and you know that, what are you expecting to be different? There's obviously not going to be a difference, apart from the fact that you are just unconditionally happy, and that you know your happiness doesn't depend on anything, that you know your infinite nature is completely free, so you know you can't die. You're just going to be super chill. You're just going to be super relaxed. Like you're not going to have some type of exotic state, because it isn't a state of mind. It's a recognition. Like if you're walking down the street in a crowd of people and all of a sudden you recognize your friend, nothing has changed. You haven't had a new state of mind. You just knew, oh, no, the person who was already there, but I just didn't know who he was. Now I know who he was. That's awakening. That's enlightenment. To know that the self you already are is infinite, unlimited, therefore you cannot die, therefore the fear of death dissolves, therefore the petty things that used to really hold you back in life just disappear, and gradually just become happy to the point where you know exactly where happiness exists. So you're not fucking bothered. basically. Don't make it more complicated than it is. Please. Please. Bow to statues if you want. Build a gold statue. Build a golden kingdom. But just know and do that out of the pure love and not trying to find the truth. Okay? Thank you. Take care.